Hello babes, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a what I eat in a day vlog. It is currently 9:22. I need my coffee this morning because I did not sleep well last night. I have not been having the greatest sleep. By the way, if you guys are wondering what sweater I'm wearing right now, you see this beautiful fuzzy sweater. It's from Shein. I wore it and showed it to you guys in my last vlog, the one where I cook my pasta. I will leave a link down below if you guys are interested. I'm slowly getting onto it and back to my normal kind of deficit. Again, as you guys know, I am not the kind of by the book kind of girl, you know. I like to give myself a little bit of freedom. Obviously, if you're on a deficit, you have to follow the calories that you're supposed to eat. I will leave a link down below to the calculator that I like to use. Well, actually, Amy shared it with me. I was using a different one, but I found that this one was a little bit easier to use, and it kind of shows you your macros as well. For those of you who are interested in your macros, I don't count my macros. I get a ton of questions if I do. I will leave the calories for everything so that you guys can see how much the meals are, but just remember that those are obviously approximate, and what I'm having, you will need to measure your meats. Always measure your potatoes, your rice, even your veggies. Some weeks I take a break and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to be on a deficit this week, and that's just kind of where I am in my journey. Let me be honest with you, I will always be transparent with you guys. The fall and winter make it probably 2 to 3 times harder for me, and I feel like for everybody in general. We want to be cozy at home, we want to be lazy at home, at least I do. Me, anybody else? If you're gonna do that, and if you're gonna go to the gym less, then you kind of need to lower your calories and eat less as well if you want to be on the same kind of deficit, losing the same amount of weight per week. And try to push yourselves as much as possible. It's okay to give yourselves a break. You can always give yourself a pat on the shoulder for everything that you guys have done, and give yourself a break. I've been eating a lot this week because this is my cycle week. And when it's my cycle week, you guys, oh my, I can feel my metabolism working. I eat so much more. I can't even tell you. My body's like, eat, 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 eat. And I'm like, okay, eat, 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 eat. No, I give myself a break for that week because I feel like us women, we just deserve it. No, it's not that. We do deserve it, but you have to stay focused. I'm gonna spray my Compliments olive oil, virgin olive oil spray. We're gonna wait until it gets hot, and in the meantime make our egg. I'm just going to crack one. I like to buy organic eggs, and I have a little bag here of some frozen spinach that was left over. Gonna put a little bit of salt inside of there, of course, because egg for me, personally, is nothing without salt. Grab a fork and just whisk that all up. This recipe is so simple, you guys. So that's basically what you get. You just get a mixed up spinach omelet. We're gonna leave that aside for now. We're gonna be using Lilydale turkey bacon. So they also have these as well. You guys know that I love, love, love the Lilydale sausages, but this is the turkey bacon from them. Per 2 slices of these, it is 60 calories. Turkey bacon is a really, really good substitute for you bacon lovers out there, because it is more of a lower calorie option. And I am going to be using 2 slices for this breakfast today. So I'm just going to be using some light rye bread. This is the one that I get. And per each slice, it's only 60 calories. What I love about this bread is that you get 2 big pieces of bread instead of getting the tiny ones. I'm the type, if I have a sandwich, it needs to look big enough because I feel like I eat with my eyes a lot. And when I see a sandwich, I feel like it's not enough. Our bacon is cooking away. I love this bacon. Some turkey bacon, they taste like cardboard, you guys. Oh my goodness. I kind of like to mold it to what I want it to be. That's why I like putting it in when it's high and when it's really hot, because it's gonna cook the egg as I kind of mold it. I'm very detailed, you guys. I've just made a mold into this shape, so now it's gonna be very easy for me to flip it, and it's also gonna cover my whole entire slice of bread. So over here, I'm gonna be making my coffee. I'm gonna be using today Taster's Choice. It's super fast if you guys are always on the go. I'm gonna use my Whole Earth stevia. They actually sell these now at Loblaws. Oh my goodness. Just gonna pour my water in. I like to put my water in kind of halfway because I do like a lot of milk. I do not like when my coffee is a dark color. I love when it's really light and milky. So that's it for our coffee. I like it even lighter than this, but this is what we're gonna go with today, okay guys? Okay, getting all golden brown there, I see. These are so good. Yeah, so some turkey bacon, they're very like cardboard, and I really don't like it, whereas this one tastes like semi the same texture as real bacon. I'm gonna grab this and flip it. Our beautiful little omelet over there. Now we're just gonna push this down and get this ready. I like my toast lightly done. Okay, so we're gonna put together our sandwich. My toast is so nice and done, look at that. Now what we're going to do is lay down. As you can see, I'm not putting any butter or any other sauces on here. I used to before. It's funny when your lifestyle changes, like the type of things that you also change the way you eat. We're just gonna close up our sandwich, and I'm a big kid and I love to cut my sandwich in half. That's basically what we're having for breakfast. Look how good that looks. Our nice spinach and egg omelet with our turkey bacon on our light rye bread. I just finished breakfast. Now this one is going to take a little bit inside of the oven. So we're gonna be making a roast. It will say on the actual label that it is a roast. I'm just going to cut these strings. Normally if it's a very thick piece of meat, I don't cut the strings because that's kind of what keeps it together, and I remove it later. But this one is actually not that high, as you guys can see there. It just looks like a really thick steak. As you can see, I have gloves on, or else it would get inside of my fingernails and everything, which I don't want. So this guy I love using. My mom actually taught me this every time she makes roast beef. This one is by Clubhouse and it's called seasoned salt. I just sprinkle some on either side. This makes it taste so good, you guys. Onion powder. Sprinkle it on one side, sprinkle it on the other. Y'all already know is garlic powder. Like, let's just be real, guys. Like, what are we doing with our lives if we're not putting any garlic? Then we're gonna grab some paprika. The paprika will give it some really nice color. Well, that just came out, but that doesn't matter because you do want some really good color on your roast beef. And that's basically what we're gonna be putting on here. Grab some olive oil and just drizzle a little bit over top there. So you're going to grab all the spices that went at the bottom and you're gonna rub this all in. That's what it's gonna look like with everything rubbed in. Now we're gonna kind of make a little bit of a sauce at the bottom and also put our potatoes. I'm just gonna grab some potatoes. I love using yellow potatoes because they are a lot softer. You'll notice on the inside they are a little bit more yellow. Cut these up into pieces just like that. So basically cutting the potato into 4. You kind of lay them around the dish here, and then we're gonna put some water as well. So now we have our potatoes inside of our dish. I'm gonna be adding some water at the bottom. This is gonna kind of help to cook everything. I'm also going to salt up the potatoes a little bit on the edges. Now it's ready for the oven. I've actually put it on broil at 450. We're gonna pop it inside of there and we're gonna kind of look at the meat because I like when my meat is a little bit medium rare. So we're gonna be using these carrots over here. Look how cute these are, these little baby carrots. So we're going to be roasting these inside of the oven as well. I love roasted carrots with my steak, so this is absolutely perfect. I actually froze these inside of the freezer and then I took them out last night to kind of defrost inside of the fridge. They already feel so nice and soft, so these are not gonna take a long time. So we're just gonna lay them out in this really perfect pan actually for this, and then we're going to flavor them up a little bit. They're just like so adorable, I can't. So the first thing we're going to do is spray them with our olive oil. Normally people would drizzle olive oil all over this, but that is a lot of calories, you guys. And we don't got those calories to spare, you know what I'm saying? So we're just going to do a little bit of that. We're gonna grab a little bit of dried parsley and we're going to kind of sprinkle it over top. Oh my god, it looks so cute when the green is sprinkled over top. We're gonna grab some salt, of course, because it's just gonna kind of balance out the sweetness as well. But that is basically what they look like. Like, they're just so simple. So we're also gonna put this inside the oven at the bottom and let them cook. Just put on a timer for 15 minutes over there, and then we're gonna check and see how everything kind of looks. So while my dinner is cooking, I'm gonna show you guys what I have prepared here and meal prepped for lunch. So the first thing we have over here, by the way, this is very like Brazilian inspired. So over here I have my black beans made into a sauce. This is so super easy to make. So what I do is I actually buy a whole box of black beans, the cans from Costco, because I know I keep reusing them all the time. That's a good way to save money. I just used 1 can of black black beans, and then I put half water. So whatever you put of the can of beans, you put the same amount of water. It takes a while, to be honest with you, if you have it on medium heat, medium to high, to kind of boil down and get thick just like this. So it does take a bit for the beans to kind of cook down. Then the only other thing I put is garlic and salt and a little touch of olive oil. You don't even have to put that, but it just helps it to not stick. So that's all you need is the beans, salt, garlic. You can use powder or you can use actual garlic, a little bit of olive oil, and just let that boil with the water until it thickens. That's literally all this takes, but it's so delicious. I love black beans like this. The next thing we have over here is my leftover of my meat from my beef tacos. So all you have to do is kind of cook up pieces of beef. You can do little strips, so you can cube up your beef. And you can season it with onion, garlic, a little bit of salt. Last but not least, I have over here cilantro rice. So this is actually white long grain rice, but the reason why it's a little bit yellow is because I put a little bit of turmeric. Also inside of here is a little bit of onion powder, salt, and a touch of oil as well so that it doesn't stick. I put in the fresh cilantro after, not while it's cooking. I feel like it's just more fresh that way. This kind of actually adds a little bit of a Mexican flair. So it's kind of Brazilian and Mexican going on here. I like to put it all into one bowl, and we're gonna kind of plate it up so you guys can see what it looks like. We're going to be doing half a cup of rice just because the beans can be a little bit high in calorie as well. Beans are really good for you, it's just they are high in calorie. So what I do is I kind of lower the amount of rice that I'm gonna be eating if I have beans. My rice there on this side. And then for the beans, I'm also gonna be doing half a cup. This is a quarter cup that I'm using, that's why I'm doing 2 of them. So I put the beans just like that. Put that on the side. I'm going to add the rest of the meat. I saved this portion of the meat because I knew I was going to be doing a what I eat in a day today, so I was like, oh, that's perfect. And that's basically what it looks like. Look how good that looks. So you get your meat, your beans, and your rice at the same time. This has a lot of protein inside of here. You get the fiber as well. And then you get a little bit of rice for some texture as well, which I absolutely love. So hopefully you guys can try this out. I really think you guys would like this. Also try it and switch it out for some chicken as well. But you guys have to try this bean recipe. I'm telling you, it's so easy. In the meantime, we're also gonna make our gravy. I think I've shown you guys this a couple of times because this is my absolute favorite. I'm gonna be using this brown gravy by Clubhouse. Just put this inside of here, also along with a cup of water, and all you need is a whisk. Make sure you guys are whisking every once in a while with this one and have it on low to medium heat because it tends to cook very, very quickly. And this is gonna be going on top of our beautiful roast beef. You see those little bubbles there? So this is what we have after 15 minutes. I've just kind of turned it over and I've added a little bit more water around the edges there just because I feel like it's dried up a little bit. We're gonna put it back in. I've lowered the oven to about 400 degrees now, and we're gonna be cooking the rest of this up. I just removed the carrots out of the oven. Oh my god, they look so good. This is my first time doing carrots like this. I'm just gonna kind of move them around. I don't want them to caramelize or anything because I feel like it's gonna be too sweet. Our meat is not done yet. I still have 2.5 minutes on our timer. So this is what we have after 30 minutes. I'm now going to shut off the oven and I'm actually gonna cover it with a little bit of tin foil and put it inside of the oven. That's just gonna kind of keep all the moisture in. I still want the potatoes to cook a little bit longer, so I'm gonna stick that back in there for a few minutes, and then when we're done, we're gonna plate this up. So juicy right now, it just needs a few more minutes. Okay guys, so this is my finished roast. I put it on top of my cutting board, and we are going to slice it up, and I'm gonna put it inside of my IKEA glass container over here. I've just let the potatoes sit inside of the oven for a little bit longer, just so that they can get a little bit more roasted. I like my meat still very juicy and medium, and I don't like when it's dry, and as you guys can tell, it is super juicy. So we're gonna go ahead and slice this up. So I just like to do slices like that. Oh, it's cutting so nicely. That's how you can tell that the meat is perfect. It's not too dry. Now you can see the medium coming through in the center there. I'm gonna show you guys a close-up of our potatoes. Look how good these look. And look at the sauce that we have at the bottom. Remember when it was very clear and watery, and now it is full of seasoning? We're gonna add this inside of our gravy, and it's gonna make that much more of a tastier gravy to put on top of everything. We're going to add our potatoes inside of our glass container over here, and then I'll be able to kind of put this sauce inside of our gravy and kind of put this inside. Again, I'm just going to plate this up how I would do it, but you do need to measure your meat, of course. So I'm going to take a few pieces over here I love how these are very thinly sliced too. And then I'm gonna grab some of my potatoes. I love potatoes. A lot of people think that, and I mentioned this before, that potatoes are so high in calorie and they're so bad for you because they're carbs. You guys, you need your carbs. Stop being afraid of carbs. Carbs are not your enemy. But I will be definitely having my carbs. As you guys can see, I always have my carbs with a lot of my meals, and I don't skip out on them because I don't believe in that. Grab our carrots over here. Carrots are very low in calories, so I'm gonna have as much as I want to. And you know what? I'm gonna have one more potato. That's right. That's right. You know why? Because I can. And look how good that looks. And now we're gonna grab our gravy. We're gonna put a little bit over top of our meat there. And I like a little bit over my potatoes as well. And I'm gonna put a little bit, tiny bit over my carrots as well. Look how good this looks. Our roast beef dinner with our roasted potatoes, roasted carrots, and our roast. Everything's roasted on this plate. So delicious. I feel like this is so fall and winter. Very, very warm dish. You can also do roasted chicken if you guys are not a beef fan. But guys, my favorite meat is beef, and I am so excited for this dish. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these meals, and this is our last meal of the day. This is what we're gonna be having for dinner. And all I need to do now is put the rest of this meat inside of my glass container, and we are all meal prepped. Packaged up my gravy, my meat. I've separated it, half the potatoes, half the meat on the side there, and of course my carrots are inside of there. This is just a really good meal around this time. It's just a very warm and cozy meal around this season, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh yes, and before I forget to mention, on my website there is a gift guide on stephaniemacedo.com. If you guys are looking for any cute gift ideas, make sure you guys check it out, and where you guys can shop all of my faves. I have a ton of actually recent fall winter hauls, so make sure you guys check that out on my channel. I have a Boohoo one, I have Misguided, a Forever 21 fall one, and I have a Shein recent one, so make sure you guys check out all those recent videos if you guys missed them. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the recipes that I showed you. Don't forget to check out the calculator down below so that you guys can calculate how many calories you are supposed to be having per day if you guys are confused, and it'll also give you the macros as well. I will leave some instructions down below because there's just about 2 or 3 things. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified for all of your girls' new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all of my beautiful babes in my next video.